Hello everyone, welcome to my Sakuatsu angst video. Before anything, I just want to say that there is a huge trigger warning on this video, and this is not how I accurately say germophobia or how it is represented in germophobia, like actuality in any way. But yeah, my Discord link is in the description. I hope you guys enjoy and that you guys are doing alright. Peace and love to everyone. Let's get into the video.
Private text between Natsumu and Sakusa microbe. Omi, are we still going to the fair on Saturday? Yeah, I'm just worried about the amount of people that'll be there. Don't worry Omi, I've brought lots of hand sanitizer and Lysol spray and masks, I'm all prepared. I still don't know baby Haikyuu. Oh okay, well maybe another time yay? Okay fine, I can deal for it with a couple of us, I did promise. Yay, thanks Omi, you're the best. I know you tell me every day love you weirdo. I love you too, you sea urchin. Saturday, the day of the fair. Today was the day Sakusa agreed to go to the fair with Natsumu. Although something made him feel queasy and uneasy, all he wanted to do was make his caring boyfriend happy, so he pushed away his worries and decided to go out. Natsumu had left his house extra early in order to drive to Sakusa's, which was way closer to where the fair would be held. The dark-haired boy had changed his outfit at least 10 times because they all didn't feel right. Finally giving up and deciding on something when the doorbell buzzed. Natsumu stood there, happy smiles along his face. He opened his arms for a hug as he saw his boyfriend masked up and dressed. But, unlike usual times, Sakusa quickly took a step back. Worry quickly grew into Natsumu's body as Sakusa has never stepped back from a hug. Sorry Natsumu, can you sanitize right in front of me? Oh yeah sure. Are you okay Omi? You don't usually ask this anymore, yay, just nothing feels right today so I want to be careful. With a nod Natsumu sanitized his hands and pulled up his mask. Are you sure you want to go today then? Yes baby, I promised I won't back out now, okay? Sakusa pulled Natsumu into the most heartwarming hug. As Natsumu's arms wrapped around him, it protected him like a blanket, letting all his compacted fears of today flow away with a breeze. He felt safe in the love of his life's arms as he took the familiar jasmine scent that took him to serene places. He pulled the blonde in closer, not ever wanting to let this feeling pass. Sakusa placed a soft kiss on Natsumu's head and pulled away from the hug. We should probably get going. Aye Captain, you're stupid. Thank you. At the fair, as Sakusa and Natsumu arrived upon the gate, Sakusa started shaking faintly. His misophonia touched his anxiety and he stood there frozen in his place. His heart beat fast, his body becoming stone. Natsumu quickly caught wind of his boyfriend's hesitation and took his shaking hand in his own, giving in a reassuring squeeze. Sakusa looked at his boyfriend with thankful eyes. The two walked through the gate, handing the smiling lady their tickets. Enjoy your time here boys. Thank you, I'm sure we will. Natsumu's eyes sparkled with excitement as he caught wind of all the rides and animals and performers that were littered around the lot. He watched as a guy juggled swords on stage and listened to the screams the roller coasters exhibited. Oh Omi, isn't this amazing? It's alright. Sakusa stared at all the people, rethinking his want to come here. But as he watched Natsumu in all his happy glory, he pushed the negative thoughts away the best he could, still having the uneasy feeling leak itself slowly into noticeable existence. So what first Omi? Wanna go watch a performance? The juggler looks really cool. They also have bumper cars and this huge roller coasters, we can do that. Also if you wanna see the lights, there's a Ferris wheel. I know, let's go to the go-karts. Sakusa smiled as Natsumu got all wrapped up in the wonders of this fair. Whatever you wanna do Tsumu, I'll go with you. Okay then, let's go. Natsumu threaded his fingers through Sakusa's and pulled him east against the wind. Sakusa rolled his eyes at the childish nature of his boyfriend but still loved every 1 second of it. Sakusa shivered slightly, feeling awkward in his own skin as though something was crawling on him, making his body feel uneasy. Once again he tried to push the feeling away to give his boyfriend a good day. After some time the two arrived at the go-kart Satsuma, raring to race. He wouldn't shut up about it, and the lion and may have even caught him a few states. But soon he was shut up as they finally got to the front of the line and were able to drive. Sakusa walked over to his cart but made no move to get in. He grimaced the cart, concentrating, trying to spot any germs, even though that was impossible. He couldn't even fathom sitting in the seat and felt sick to his stomach. Atsumu took wind of this and quickly headed over to his boyfriend. "Omi, are you okay?" He was replied with no response as his boyfriend continued killing the germs with his menacing gaze. Atsumu could swear his boyfriend was turning slightly blue and could tell he wasn't feeling okay. "Wait baby, I brought wipes and stuff, it's in my pocket, I can clean it, okay? Don't stress yourself." In an attempt to calm his boyfriend, Atsumu brought out his wipes and was prepared to clean the seats for him. "Boy, what are you doing? Get in your own cart, people are waiting, please wait for a second, my boyfriend has misophonia and he might be sick if I don't help him, so please just wait." Atsumu cleaned the seat as best as he could, but Sakusa still didn't budge from his spot, his mind only fixated on one thing. Atsumu took Sakusa's hand slowly and gave it a squeeze, pulling him out of his daze. "Hey Omi, I promise I just cleaned it. If you want I'll re-clean it, but snap out of it, okay? I'm here for you, the germs can't beat me." Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. "Thank you Tsumu for everything, I'm sorry I'm such a pain." "It's okay Omi, you're who you are and I love that about you." A small smile came upon Sakusa's face that you wouldn't notice regularly because of the mask that hides his face. But Atsumu was able to notice, and that had made Atsumu happy as well. The thought of bringing a smile to the sea urchin's face always made his day. As Sakusa calmed down, Atsumu headed to his own cart and strapped himself in. Taking in a deep breath to calm himself, Sakusa stepped into the cart. He quickly strapped himself in, getting ready for the thrill of racing his eager boyfriend. But as he sat there waiting for things to get ready, everything started feeling off. His body felt queasy and slimy. He felt like tiny little beings were crawling all over him, like all the germs just leaped onto his unwilling body. The feeling was repulsive and vile. His body itched harshly and his throat felt clogged. Even his mind felt contaminated with the disgusting micro-individuals that lived all around the earth. Sakusa couldn't take the feeling. Everything about this was pushing his anxiety, and his breathing once again became shallow and the sick feeling returned. It needed to stop. "Okay, is everyone ready? We'll start in 3, 2, stop. Stop. Let me out. So right, let me out now so you can unclip." Worry filled Atsumu as he heard his boyfriend yell. Atsumu quickly unclipped himself and ran over to his boyfriend. Sakusa was once again stuck in a daze, but this time the disgust took over his features. Sakusa's brows furrowed tightly as his eyes narrowed and his cheeks raised. You could hear the fear in his heightened breathing. It sounded as he just ran a marathon, but that wasn't the case. Atsumu quickly unclipped the cart's belt and pulled Sakusa out of the seat. He quickly took his shaking boyfriend to the bathroom and put him over to the sink. He turned the faucet on with speed, bringing Kiyumi's hands under the water and squeezing soap into his hands and scrubbed them thoroughly. Sakusa still was in his daze, as that didn't help. Atsumu quickly took the wipes and wiped his boyfriend's face and changed his mask for him. "Baby? Baby? Hey, it's me, are you alright? Please talk to me." There was no answer. "Omi. Still nothing. Kiyumi, please. The slight whine in Natsumu's voice took Sakusa out of his mind and took in Natsumu's worried eyes. Huh? I'm sorry Tsumu, I'm sorry I didn't. Sakusa's thoughts were cut off as his body lurched forward as a bitter taste rose up in Sakusa's throat. He quickly forced his body into the grimy stall, retching his stomach into the pearl-white toilet. His body heaved into the toilet seat as his throat made loud grating sounds. The plop of the vomit as it spilled into the toilet created the most sourest of smells. When his quaking body finished purging his boy, he crumbled on the floor beside the bowl. The sour taste of the bile was heavy on his tongue and slicked along the back walls of his aching throat. Just the spasming nerves of his wound-up stomach alone were enough to throw his face over the disgusting toilet once more. But his mind couldn't even think fully about what just happened. Instead it bombarded him with thoughts. His mind felt contaminated once again, but this time with full force. The puking piqued his anxiety and fully commenced his fear. The crawling sensations on his body heightened and his clothes felt slimy and unclean. The public bathroom stalls didn't help as his mind went through how disgusting they were. Sakusa, are you okay? Atsumu pushed his way into the stall and gagged at the horrid smell. He plugged his nose and flushed the full toilet. Things ramped up extraordinarily for Sakusa. He began going pale and he couldn't breathe right. His skin felt like it didn't even belong to him, like it was just a suit filled with disease and grime. He couldn't take it. It had to stop. Sakusa started harshly rubbing his bare arms in an attempt to remove the germs, but it was to no avail. All he was doing was making his skin red and feel even more slimy and crawling. It won't go away. Atsumu noticed this and pulled Sakusa's hands away. Hey, stop, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't touch me, it won't go away. Kiiumi, stop, don't touch me, make it stop. Atsumu ignored his calls and quickly yanked Sakusa out of the bathroom that disgusted his boyfriend's whole being. Sakusa pleaded for Atsumu to stop touching him, but Atsumu didn't listen as he dragged his boyfriend to their car and pushed him inside. Make it stop. I can't get it to stop. Atsumu drove off, and the way back to the house worry for his boyfriend clouding his mind. The whole way back home Sakusa begged and pleaded for the feelings to stop. He kept harshly rubbing his bare skin and even created a small bruise. Atsumu has to constantly slap his hands away, scared of what he could do to himself. Back at Sakusa's house, the two had arrived and Atsumu unlocked the door and pulled the black-haired boy inside as Atsumu's own breathing became unsteady. He hadn't seen this from Sakusa before. He knew his misophonia was serious, but this was something different entirely. Hey baby, please do me a favor and get in the shower, okay? Tsumu? It won't stop, no. I know, please get in the shower for me, okay? I'll take care of your clothes and everything, okay? You can trust me. I want to help, I'll make it better, okay? Sakusa nodded his head and went into the bathroom and turned on the shower. Atsumu sighed, running his fingers through his hair. He took his boyfriend's clothes and threw them into the wash. Go away, please go, I don't want this help, please, you said I'd help. Why is it not working? Why? Sakusa's screams filled the house as he scrubbed his body in the shower. Nothing was seeming to work, it just seemed as it made it worse. He scrubbed his body harshly, so bad that it creating heavy blisters on his skin. The grime just felt glued to his body like nothing worked. Atsumu ran to the bathroom and tried to open the door, but it was futile as it was locked. He huffed, banging on the door. Kiiumi, open the door please. More screams echoed throughout the bathroom. Baby, please open the door. Sakusa didn't hear his boyfriend over his own screams. Tears rolled down his already wet cheeks as he turned the hot water up higher, trying to burn the germs off. It won't stop. Tsumu, help me please. His cries blending in with his screams, his words almost intangible. His body kept feeling itchier and itchier. He couldn't take it anymore and he scratched. But the feeling only worsened and so he scratched harder. This cycle continued, Sakusa scratching so hard he scratched his skin away. The blisters and now open wounds combined with the burning water pushed the pain 10 scales higher and his screams became worse. But he couldn't get himself to stop. Instead he scratched on, peeling his delicate skin away, the blood trickling into the shower. Atsumu barreled into the door trying to budge it open. But nothing seemed to work. Hot tears ran down his cheeks as he listened to his boyfriend's screams and cries of help. He gripped his hair, pulling slightly harshly, trying to rack his mind of what to do. But his thoughts were unorganized and rowdy. His own anxiety rose and he started hyperventilating, becoming dizzy. He slid his back down the door, cradling his knees with his arms. "Baby, please let me in. Please, I'm scared." Atsumu shakily took his phone out and quickly went to a contact, his heart rate increasing, waiting for the person to answer. "Hello? Kakamori?" Atsumu's voice shook into the phone and cracked slightly. "Hello? Atsumu, are you alright? Kiyumi is. I don't know what to do. Help." Atsumu couldn't form a coherent sentence as his sobs took over his being. The more he heard Sakusa screaming for help, the louder Sakusa cries got, the worse Atsumu could manage to keep himself awake from the loss of breath and the worry that filled his veins. "Okay, I'll be over there as soon as possible." Atsumu nodded, letting his phone slip out of his hands, pushing his head back into his knees. "Kiyumi, please, I don't know what to do. Please, I love you. Please let me in. I'm scared." Atsumu plugged his ears, not being able to take listening to his boyfriend suffer anymore. The pit of his stomach just kept growing bigger and bigger. He couldn't take the feeling of not being able to help his boyfriend. The way his mind took over what could be happening in the bathroom made it worse. Minutes later, Komori bursted into the house, first noticing the yelling in the house. He followed the sounds and met with a panicking Atsumu. "Atsumu, hey, it's me." Atsumu unplugged his ears, lifting his heavy eyes to meet Komori's. "What's going on?" "It's Omi. I don't know what's wrong with him. The door's locked and I can't get in. He hasn't been feeling right and I thought a shout would help. He won't stop screaming. It's all my fault." "Shit, hey, it's not your fault, but I need you to get up, okay?" Atsumu listened and moved out Komori's way. Komori dug through the keys on his keyring, finding one and pushing it into the door and unlocked it. Komori walked inside and pulled away the curtain. Sakusa stood there, his arms bloody and purple marks covering his body. There were deep gashes littering his arms and few on his stomach. Body was almost covered purple and red with blisters. Tears threatened to spill from Komori's eyes as he watched his cousin be in pain. Atsumu couldn't watch his boyfriend like this and he turned his head. Komori quickly turned off the shower head and pulled his cousin out of the shower carefully. As the steam rose from Sakusa, it wasn't easy as Sakusa fought and struggled to get away from him. "Turn it back on. I can still feel them. Please let me go. I need to scrub them away." Komori pulled a towel over him and struggled him to the floor, pinning him to the ground, trying not to make his wounds worse. "Atsumu, call an ambulance please." Atsumu listened and called the ambulance as fast as he could, making sure they came pronto. "Kiyumi, it's me, Motoya. I'm going to help you, so calm down for me, okay?" Komori let his tears fall as he watched his cousin scream his lungs out and struggle out of the grasp he held. Sakusa didn't deserve this pain. 3 days later, Atsumu sat in a chair, his legs running laps as he sat in, not being able to calm himself. His eyes were droopy and heavy bags were laced under them. He hadn't slept for 3 days as his mind was fixated on the curly-headed boy that laid on the harsh white bed. The sea urchin's body was covered in bandages from head to toe. When the paramedics arrived, he had lost lots of blood and they had to knock him out because he kept struggling away from everyone. But he hasn't awoken since that day, and Atsumu was restless and worried. He hadn't eaten or even left the room other than to use the restroom this whole time. He was beyond worry, but still he waited. Where am I? A strong, quiet, raspy voice filled the room, catching Atsumu's attention. He ran over to his boyfriend, a smile filling his features as the dark-haired boy's eyes pushed themselves open. "Oh me. You're back finally, OMG, I was so worried, Atsu. What's going on? You're in the hospital for WH?" His sentence cut off as his mind filled with the events that transpired. "OMG Tsumu, I'm so sorry, I do know, stop, you're okay, that's all that matters, don't apologize, but I worried you so? I'm always going to worry about you no matter what. But can you tell me what happened to you? I don't really know. Sometimes my mind just feels like there's germs there too, and my mind starts working on its own. I don't know why it happens, but it doesn't happen a lot. I'm sorry, you shouldn't have to deal with this. Hey, it's okay, Omi. I'm just happy you're awake and okay. I was so worried, I know, and I'm sorry, just don't ever do that to me again, okay? I don't know if I can take that again." Sakusa studied the blonde's features. His face looked sunken and his eyes red and puffy as though he's been crying. There were faint tears on his cheeks and a small smile that rested on his boyfriend's face. "See, can I touch you?" Sakusa nodded. Atsumu took Sakusa's face in his hands, his thumb pads running over his boyfriend's pale cheeks. All his worry from last few days quickly left his body and it rejoiced inside. Tears of joy spilled and he rested his head on Sakusa's chest, crying of relief. Guilt filled Sakusa's mind as he slowly lifted his slightly aching arms. Sakusa ran his weak fingers through Atsumu's hair, letting his own small patch of tears fall. "I love you, thanks for coming back to me, baby. I love you too, baby Achu. I'll always come back to you, I am not going anywhere."
Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed. This was my longest video yet, but I hope someone stayed and watched the whole thing. Discord link will be in description. We're having a game night soon in the coming days, so I hope someone will come and join and come play with us. But yeah, have a good day, peace and love to everyone, and I'll see you next time.